And it looks like we're live.
Woohoo! Good evening, everybody. Or good morning, actually.
And of course, my computer wants to fight me.
How's everybody doing this morning? We decided to go live for a little bit and do some chit-chatting. Talk about this. World Premier Central Bank loses $200 billion. Curious how that happens.
Ain't that the truth? All right, so it looks like we're alone right now.
All right, we'll see if anybody comes in.
And this is YouTube will show me if anyone comes in, but Streamyard won't show me anything.
You'll only see StreamYard if somebody comes in and chats.
I understand, but for last few times, that wasn't showing itself.
What wasn't showing itself?
I'll show you. This here was not showing anything except the last time you and I did a live together. Where you were doing your channel and I was doing mine. It came in here with your chat, not mine. And each person's conversation piece had that little parentheses with the dash in the middle.
Yeah, I got you. Well, and that's what happens when you stream to both audiences. So if I was to stream right now, you'd see that that would be the case.
Hi, Chew.
What's up, Chew?
Now, here, Chew and Amy Harrell are showing on my YouTube part, but they're not showing here in the StreamYard part. You see it? You see what I'm saying?
Yep. So click on edit.
Hi, guys.
Oh,
okay.
So this is your.
We're testing some things out here.
That's really weird.
Yeah. It is.
How are you? So you didn't go live from StreamYard. You went live from YouTube, right?
No, I went live from StreamYard.
You clicked on live stream?
Yep. And that gives me a second option. And then for go live, and I went live a second time on StreamYard. That's how I always did it.
It's curious. I'm wondering why. I wonder if you need to use another browser. I wonder if there's something wrong with the Safari browser that's causing the issue.
I'm not in Safari. I'm in Firefox for StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't like Safari.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Not sure why it wouldn't be showing up in chat. You can do everything else. Like you can set your banners and do all that other stuff, right? No issues.
What do you mean by banners?
If you go to the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see banners and brand and private chat.
Oh. I guess I can. Yeah, I've done all those things. We have private chat there.
Curious. I don't know why.
And then it says YouTube doesn't support comments on private videos. It used to work, and now it don't.
So go back into edit.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm taking off the shirt. The flannel shirt is making me hot. Okay.
Scroll down. Change the privacy to public.
I did on YouTube.
Change the privacy to public.
Where's it at? Here we
Right
go.
there where it says privacy. Save changes. And there you go.
Ah. Hey, Captain Stacks.
What's up, Captain? Yeah, so we gotta, you have done something to where you changed your settings and you're actually not streaming the way that you think you are. Because you're actually not streaming from StreamYard. You're actually setting it up in, you're going live from here, but you're setting it up in YouTube. So they're not recognizing each other. So we have to make sure that the two meld. So, but we should be good to
Okay.
go here.
Okay. So we got that done. We got the lighting done. Oh, I didn't connect the correct mic.
So hi Chu, hi Amy. What's up, Captain Stacks? How you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Doing a little bit of troubleshooting here for Tiger, trying to get everything set up so his streams run a little bit smoother. Trying to get his lighting set up. So real quick for the three of you that are in here, the four of you that are in here, give me a 1 if you guys like the lighting on the silver that is on his coin, and if you don't like it or it doesn't look right, give me a 2.
I got a better idea. If you don't like the lighting on the silver, give me some gold. You probably didn't hear that.
And you guys want to know why it's so hard to support him technology wise?
So you did hear that.
Oh yeah, we heard it. Amy says it looks good. She's good with that.
Let's go to the Yeti. And I should be on the Yeti now. Is the sound quality different, better, worse, whatever?
We'll work on the audio tonnage in a little bit, but you're fine.
Okay, good. So Frosty and I were working on some techie stuff, and we decided to go live.
You got to be facing the mic when you talk, though.
I am.
Okay.
It doesn't sound different.
Sound like you turn your head. You actually got a little bit quieter. Where's your mic in relation to where you are?
Right in front of me, although I'm like maybe about 10 degrees to the right of it.
Okay, so depending upon so on your microphone, there's going to be a button. One of them looks like a little umbrella. One of them looks like a heart. You want the heart shape.
I think that's on the back.
Yeah. The opposite side of your mute button.
Okay.
Perfect. I've already pushed the button. You're good.
I didn't touch anything. There's the volume. There's the mute. It's red. Does that mean mute is on?
Yep. No. Well, no. You sure you're utilizing the right mic? Nobody can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the right mic then.
Okay. Hey, Bart. How you doing?
I got pattern.
We're doing a little bit of troubleshooting. We just had to go live so that we can make sure we heard everything, get some feedback from everyone.
I got pattern and I got gain on the back. I got volume on front of me.
Yeah, pattern is what you want. I just told you that you needed pattern.
Okay. And go to the heart. Okay, it's on the heart.
Okay, now don't move your mic around. Go back and sit where you normally would sit. Talk normal.
I had to move the mic because I couldn't see it from that angle. But I put it back where it belongs.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sitting where I normally sit.
You're fine. Sounds great. No issues.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're probably on Cartoid. Cartoid allows for, if you're going to have your mic sitting off to the right side of you, or the left side of you, or just a little bit above or a little bit below you, it allows you to pick up that off sound. If
Okay.
you have Omni picks up everything, but Omni doesn't pick up everything if it's off to the side. So if you have
Okay.
your mic off to the side, it may not pick it up. So you want to be on Cartoid.
Which is the heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you want to be picking up from the side of your microphone, not from the top of your microphone.
Okay. Well, I got the mic, if you may remember. I got the microphone hanging.
Click on stop screen.
Stop screen. Okay. Stop screen.
Yeah, we don't need to be sharing that.
Come on.
There you go.
Okay.
I guess I could show my picture. I didn't realize my camera wasn't on. Good morning, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood tech dude.
Okay.
So I like the look of the silver. So the silver looks good. You can see the image quality really, really well. You've never had that clean visual on your silver. So the lighting works. The coloration on your thing is good.
It's
So
really zoomed in so it doesn't show the Tiger Dog World or chips.
you don't need all that stuff.
Okay.
Right? You can put one or two up in the corner just so people recognize it. They'll see it. They'll know what it is. But your focus is always going to be the silver, the gold, the platinum, the palladium, the money, the cards, whatever it is. That's going to be the focus. All your other stuff there is nice when you're spread out, you're showing a large spread of coins, then it's okay to have that other stuff. But when you're showing, like right now, we're showing Marvel and DC coinage, you want to make sure that you have that zoomed in because the focus is going to be the silver. The focus is going to be the gold.
Thank you, Finnegan Cedar, for the $2 super chat.
Very nice. Good day. We're doing a little bit of troubleshooting, tech setup, trying to get him to where we get a little bit better audio and video quality. So we appreciate you guys, quote unquote, being guinea pigs. But hey, John Camper, how you doing? Didn't see you pop in.
Hey, John Camper, how are you?
And so it's really nice to be able to do this live. It's hard when you're trying to do it in a private stream because you don't necessarily see exactly what's going to happen, but you got good quality audio. Amy Harrell, a member for 5 months. Thank you,
Amy Harrell.
I'm going to adjust my audio. So again, now I have Omni. Now the reason I have Omni is my voice is going directly over the top of the microphone.
Okay.
And so in my case, Omni is better. So you want Cartoid because you want the sound picked up over here because your microphone's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be on Cartoid. I will want to be on Omni. So you need to understand the makeup of your microphone. You need to understand the positioning of where it picks up the sound. So when we talk about the heart, okay, this is what we're talking about coming out of the microphone. This is where it's picking up the audio. So if your microphone's over here, then you want to be on one thing. You'll hear a major change in my voice.
Yeah.
But if you come over here, you're going to hear me loud and clear because I'm using Omni, right? I'm utilizing the big bubble, whereas you want that side presence.
Okay. That works.
So, but your image quality is good. I think you got good quality on your, so let's move some silver around and let's go ahead and show me the Wolverine piece. Yeah. So remember that when you're doing this, you're going to have to tilt it a little bit towards the right. Okay. Not a lot, just a little bit, probably 3 to 5 degrees, because you have that light directly to your left and directly to your right. So if you go too far one way, you're going to shadow it. If you go too far to the left, you're going to wash it out. So right now you're looking straight at you. If you go just a little bit, there you go. It's perfect. Okay. Too much to the left, you're going to wash it out. So you have, see, if you have a little bit of wiggle room too far that way, it's not going to work. So you'll
Okay.
have to do the adjustment. Also raise it towards you and push it away a little bit. So you'll have to, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about tilt it towards your finger or tilt it towards your thumb. So if you tilt it towards, if you tilt it towards that, the highlight that is the reverse of the coin is going to shine more. If you rotate it the other direction, the field is going to shine more. So depending upon what you're wanting to see, if you want to see the reflection in the field, it's up and down. If you want to see the lighting change, it's left and right. So you're going to have to get familiar with how to adjust the coin based off of what you're showing.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, but we got your lighting down. Your audio quality is good. You've got a really clean picture. You're seeing the coins very well. I don't think I've ever seen your image quality this good. I think we've got that all set up. That's a great piece. Is that one of the error pieces?
No, I got 3 of the errors on Lady and the Tramp and 1 of the error on Wolverine.
You have 2 error in the Lady in the
Here
Tramp.
we go. Here we go.
2 Lady in the Tramp and 1 what? No, I knew you had a couple of them. I couldn't remember which ones.
Yeah, I got 3 Lady and the Tramps and 1 Wolverine. I got those all off of Stormy. Oh, I don't hit Stormy as much anymore. 2 reasons. He's pretty pricey, and my time frame isn't available as much.
Yeah. Amy Harrell, since gold is getting expensive, I got a 10th ounce platinum because it fits better. Good decision or not? So
That
I'll
depends
let,
on when. That depends on how fast you're sending it to Frosty.
well, yeah,
How many platinum pieces you got there, Tiger? He's gonna start doing that to you too.
I think this is my platinum piece right here. And I think I have 2 pieces of platinum. I think that's all I own. 3 pieces of platinum. That's all I own. So Tiger, do you want to take this? I'll take my vantage point afterwards. I know why I would say yes, but what's your thoughts?
About the platinum. Hey, it's back. I can put stuff up on the screen again.
Yeah, so I told you you couldn't do it because you're on private.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So
We'll
platinum.
get you all squared away, man.
Yeah, one of these days I actually know how to click on a computer.
Okay, how about we answer Amy's question?
And Amy, it's not bad to diversify on platinum. I just don't personally diversify a lot. In the past I only bought 1 gram of each, so I can force myself to do the to watch the spot price. But then I decided not so long ago to go ahead and buy a couple 1/10 ounce so I can put it in my Sigma Metalytics to make sure it works on it, and it does. And I got 2 1/10 ounce, like maybe 3 grams. That's about it. Platinum, I think, is a little harder to move. I think it's if it ever returns to the price point that it had before, you're going to really enjoy the price that you'll get for it. But it used to be that platinum was like twice the price of gold. Now it's basically plus or minus half. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other, as far as I'm concerned. Right now, for me, it's more of an issue of just having a little bit more diversification. I'd like to find a 1/10 ounce palladium to throw through my Sigma, and then I'd probably just be happy with that. But what do you think, Frosty?
So looking at the ratio right now, you're sitting at about 37% price point for platinum over gold. So gold's sitting at 2669, somewhere that area. I think it's 2668.30, I think was the last number that I saw. And then looking at palladium at $1,001. So you're looking at roughly 37 and a half, 38 percent of the price point. Now, personally, I think palladium and platinum are both good buys. Now, this is just me. I'm not a money market dude. I don't do financial stuff. But what you can get for the price right now I think it's a good deal. And the reason is because not if, but when platinum and palladium go back up to where they should realize their actual prices. As Tiger said just a moment ago, I think you're going to be in a good place. Now, with that being said, the gold and the silver are going to be your fallbacks, right? They're going to be your go-tos.
Yes.
But does that mean that you can't be bullish in palladium and platinum? No, you absolutely can be bullish in palladium and platinum. And if you can stack more palladium or platinum simply because you have the availability to buy it, then I would do it. Right now, does that mean that that's all you should buy because that's what you can afford? No, you want to diversify. So again, sometimes it's going to be difficult as a numismatist for me to offload some high-end coins simply because people don't want to do that unless it's going to be a key date. You're going to have to find the right buyer. Platinum and palladium fall into that category. So I would be very careful with going heavy in platinum and palladium, but I say if that's what you can afford, pull the trigger. So no problem. Generally stunned. Good morning. How are you? You guys are up late. How's everything going? Love listening to you fellows chat about shiny bits. Yep. Well, I'll keep my shiny bits hidden. I got a couple shiny bits over here. This is a piece that I'm really happy about. If you guys can see that one, that is my 1830 Overton 102 capped bust $50. Just got that back. That thing finally came back home after a really, really, really long uh, uh, hiatus from being here in my presence. And then I did just pick up a 1900 Morgan MS63 in the old Rattler. And again, you always buy the coin, not the holder, but
Show it up again. I just pulled you up big.
you can't pass up getting one of the old PCGS. I think this is generation 3. It might almost be generation 2. Hey, what's going on, Shift? Good morning. The thing that I like about this is you can still see the perforation in the labels, and that's usually a sign that it could be generation 2, which is cool. I like the old Rattlers. And then I picked this piece up. This is the one I really like. This is an XF45. It's hard to see this one. Seated Liberty half, but has a very strong die clash from the on the reverse. You have the eagle, and on that there is a shield, and that shield has come through the obverse of the coin, and it shows through in this area here. The really strong die clash. They weren't able to clean it up, so those are the latest ones that I've got. Please show some love and hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Shift Kicker.
Yeah, so what are y'all doing up? You guys are talking about us gens being up. What are y'all doing up? Now, generally stunned, I'm assuming that you are gracing our presence from across the pond. I added to the peace dollar book, but Morgans are one of my favorites. See, I like my old numismatic stuff. I like the obsolete coinage. I like the 3-cent nickels, the 3-cent dimes, the 20-cent pieces, the half cents, the half dimes, the half dime. I love my peace dollars. As Tiger, my peace dollars are my thing. I like Morgans. I enjoy having Morgans. It's really good having things like this. But if I had the choice between having top-notch Morgans and top-notch peace dollars, I'm a fun one. Nope, Canadian outrunning the Mounties. Very nice. I actually love the Mounties. Yeah. Is that 22 or 23?
The Morgan's a 21 and the piece is a 22.
Okay. Yeah, look at the Look at the difference. That 22 has been very well taken care of.
Now, I don't have your expertise, but I don't see anything here that looks like it's been cleaned.
What's hard is, so when you rotate that, you have to rotate that in a clockwise fashion so that you can see the what they call the cartwheel. If the cartwheel has any kind of bend to it, then you're talking about a cleaning of coin. So this one has, so you have to actually rotate it in this fashion.
That's something I never quite mastered.
Yeah. I know you're good with this motion. So, Amy, I just got a message from my cousin in England, so I'm on my mind. Can't rest yet. Is everything okay? I hope everything is fine. But yeah, it looks like a pretty decent piece dollar. I've got 3 or 4 of them that I need to upgrade, and that I'm going to consider my piece dollar book done. I still need to find a 1921 that goes in my piece dollar. I don't feel like cracking one out of my slab, but I may end up cracking that one out of the slab.
Why would
We'll
you?
see.
Why would you crack it out of the slam?
So I can put it in my book.
Oh, okay.
So it's in an 8-act slab. It's not a crazy high end 21. Obviously, you were there when I got it. But I have such a hard time cracking stuff out of slabs. I just don't know if I can do it. So I think I'm just gonna have to find another one and pick up another one and put that in my book. I did finally pick up my 28 piece dollar, which was really cool.
Good.
But yeah, I need to get that 21. That's right now, that's the only slot, even though I have the coin, that's the only slot that remains unfilled. So what about you all? You guys got any questions, anything that we can help answer? We can talk about this article. I was just talking to Tiger about it. And it comes from moneymetals.com. And it said, how did the world's premier central bank lose over $200 billion? It says, why has the Federal Reserve lost so much money? In simplest terms, the bank has paid more interest to the banks than it collected in its asset portfolio. So when that happens, what happens? We get footed with the bill. And so, if the Fed gives you money, obviously they're going to reach back out and take it back when time comes. And this is one of the things that people are concerned with when it comes to your bullion or your coins that are silver and gold. Are they going to be able to reach back and do what they did in the 33, 34 range, where they made it illegal to own bullion, and silver and gold coinage, or basically gold coinage? So there's definitely talk about that. The other article that Tiger and I found extremely interesting is also scary as hell. And it came to us as of earlier today that Russia plans to introduce a new central bank currency, digital, which is another step towards completion of a completely cashless society, which they think is a step backwards for financial privacy, but it's definitely a boost. Hey, Broke Stacker, what's going on? Thanks for coming in.
How you doing?
So I'm going to read this piece because I think this is extremely interesting. And I think it's interesting because we're headed in that direction. Some of us, depending upon what you've done, you may have already seen aspects of this. But it said, according to the press release from the Bank of Russia, digital rubles will be available to the public July 1st of next year. The system will roll out over 3 years. And according to the press release, consumers will make payments through digital rubles utilizing a universal QR code based system. Major banks have to give their and their clients an opportunity to conduct transitions with the digital ruble. Mainly, the digital ruble accounts for cash deposits, make funds transfers, and well received digit rubles via relevant infrastructure. The regulated plans to launch large-scale digital national currency from that moment on. It's important that the digital ruble is available to both individuals and businesses so that they are able to use it freely, just like any other form of physical payment or deposit. Tell me that isn't scary.
I was just thinking about the same thing. How scary that sounds.
Yeah, so we already know what CBDC is. Okay, so here's a trivia question. Okay, quickly put it in chat. Tiger, you can't answer. What does CBDC stand for? But they have until July 1st, 2026 to get all of this in place. At that time, all credit institutions must comply with the requirement no later than July 1st of 2027. So they have 1 year to do the initial implementation, and they have the second year to get everybody on board. Thank you, Broke Stacker. Outstanding. He wins a prize. Not sure what the prize is. We'll have Tiger spin one of his dice and give a dime away or something. And I'll replace it because I got some change.
Okay.
The Tiger's like, quit giving my stuff away.
I'm messing with the computer. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that I don't screw something up. No, I don't.
So
I don't mind giving away a dime.
what's up, Silver Selling Machine? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing that Russia would basically force this. Like, it's happening.
Hey, Silver Selling Machine.
I can't feel anything but a little intrepidation that this is coming our way.
Well, here's an issue. Now, you all know I'm not a big fan of Kamala. I'm a bigger fan of Trump, although I have some reservations. My wife listens to a lot of Russian media coming through the internet, and she does speak fluent Russian. She tells me all the time that Russia loves Trump. They don't want Kamala, they want Trump, and they think that Trump's going to give them everything they want, which I don't know, but the other side of the coin is that Kamala is going to be worse for our economy and our country. So, and I looked at her and said, what I don't understand is why are you hearing this all the time from the Russian media when he's not a communist, he's a capitalist, and Kamala is more of a communist. Why in the world are they that way? And I can't seem to figure out. It doesn't make logic sense to me.
Let's correct the language on that real quick, Tiger. It's not communist, it's socialist. We need to make sure we're utilizing the proper one.
Okay.
Now, communism can stem from socialism, but she's more socialistic. Again, when you're talking about the tenets that she utilizes, it's really important to make sure that people understand that she's utilizing Karl Marx theory, Marxism, which is a social-based structure which leads and has led to communism. So it's not communistic. It can turn into that if we're not careful. So it's an important distinction to be made.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, socialism is so great.
No, it's not.
Show me a place where it's really worked. Switzerland don't count.
But the media, I was listening to her computer not long ago, maybe earlier today, and they're saying, why do Americans hate communism so much? It was great, blah, 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 blah. But, the people on their media was talking it up. But the way I've always looked at it was, it really is a falsified system where the people at the top really get the lion's share of the money, and the people and the bottom are getting leftovers.
Yeah. So again, the Communist Manifesto, which was what Karl Marx wrote, it basically it's taken that socialism to that next level. But when we're talking about the ideology of Kamala, it's more socialistic. It's not necessarily communistic. Um, and you have to say that because she has, in many cases, capitalistic intentions. Right? There's still a financial gain to be had from that.
Mhm,
And so when you talk about the prolaureate and all that stuff in Marxist theory, it's
mhm.
more of a socialistic tenet.
Well, the
Um,
question I have on that is, she's telling doesn't matter where you start from, you have a whole lot, you don't have so much. We're all going to be the same financially. I always thought that that was a communistic type of statement.
well, so it is, but I'll give you an example. So you take Switzerland, okay? Um, how do they choose their jobs?
Uh, I don't know much about Switzerland.
Okay, are they given their jobs or are they appointed positions?
I still
Right. So,
don't know Switzerland.
but again, basically, it's society rule, right? You have very enforced law. So when we went to Switzerland, and I found this very fascinating. Well, generally stunned. I'm going to get to your question in just a minute. We're not ignoring you. We got on a tangent. We want to finish this tangent before we get there. Um, but when I went there, my legs had swollen up. I had already talked to you about that, having gone from a flight and then gone from sea level up to 30,000 feet, back down to sea level, up to 14,000 feet on a tram, walking around at 14,000 feet and then coming back down. Had some issues with some swelling in my joints. And so I put my foot up. Now I had put a backpack down and put it up on top, and the gentleman comes over and he says, "That's insubordinate. That's a 50 franc fine." And I was like, "Sir, I don't have my foot on the seat. I have it on the backpack." He says, "I understand, but it's still insubordinate." And it was like, "Well, sorry, I apologize. It's not an intent. I made sure that I wasn't put my foot on the seat. I will remove it. I will for future refrain from doing that. Thank you very much." So their rules are very stringent. They have a lot of common sense rules in place that you should be following. We had a person lose their tram ticket, and the lady said, "Why would you do that? You spent good money on that. Why would you lose it?" They don't have really a whole lot of tolerance for stupid people. Um, so I urge caution when we talk. And again, I don't want to say that the stuff that she spouts isn't communistic. That's not me. That's not for me to say. I am not a political advisor. I am not a student of the political sciences. I understand basic premises of language and art and science and literature and politics and stuff like that, but I'm not a scholar politician. So there may be subtle nuances that are there that lead one way or the other. I just have always understood that to be more socialistic than communistic. There's a dividing line on communism that is very different, and that is when you because you take that proletariat, right? The bourgeois, the proletariat, you take that separation, and you force that separation to be wider. Um, in the current system, the way that they look at it, they're trying to grow social structure. Now, part of the premise is to keep people there, right?
Hmm?
A lot of people don't understand that social support systems don't help people get out of their situations. They make them comfortable in the ones they're in. It's meant to make you comfortable so you stay there. It's not designed to help you get away from it. It's not designed to teach you skills and teach you tools and give you opportunities to do that. It's designed to make you feel comfortable so you stay there. So you're reliant upon the system. So you depend upon the system. So you've got to be very careful with that. Um, so again, I would lean, just me, but I would lean that towards being more socialistic than communistic. So I would just, again, I would urge caution throwing the communism thing around too much because
Mm.
there's a concept behind it that is anti-American and anti-freedom, and again, these people who on both sides of the party, both sides, call us a democracy. They don't freaking understand that we're a democratic republic. We're not a democracy. We're a republic. And you have politicians on both sides that still don't really understand that. So I would be very careful. Hey, Nickel, what's going on? Hey, before we go anywhere, Nickel. I want to jump back really quick to Generally Stunned, because we kind of blew off his comment. I don't mean to do that. I want to get back to that. So let's put a pin in that. We'll get back to that conversation in just a second. But we kind of blew him off. I find it all fascinating. How do you know so much about these crazy coins? We spend money on them. So it's important for us to know them. So for me, I'm a numismatist. I like studying coins, the history, the art of coins, how they were made, who they were made by. Study things like what was happening during the time frame in which the coin was made. What are the nuances of the coin? Errors, varieties, damage, understanding what is what, and teaching people the differences behind them. Tiger is a stacker. Primarily, he's a collector at heart, but he is a stacker. He is a prepper, and I don't need to be speaking for you, Tiger, but
yeah, you do that a lot.
Maybe. That's only because I'm used to being your voice of reason.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
hey, you know what? Should I play them a little ditty?
Go right ahead. Play all you want.
Oh,
want to have hear an instant replay?
So I'm not going to show this. But can you hear this?
Oh, you little shit.
So I won't do this because as Tiger and I was going through his tech stuff, so
I couldn't help you were boring me to death.
I pulled Lullaby up and played Lullaby and took a video of him sleeping.
Dude.
Oh, you guys won't be seeing that, by the way. But, hey, Daryl USA, what's going on? Hey, so again, USA. To go back to that Generally Stunned,
long story.
We enjoy the history. Both of us are history buffs. Tiger, go ahead.
I'm way more of a stacker and a prepper. I do collect, and you don't do things like this if you're not a little bit of a collector.
Right.
I mean, these have more premium. I might not ever get those back, especially because this one, especially in the Marvel world, it was the first one of the line, and it's the priciest, and I came in late. The same can be said about the DC line. This is the priciest out of it from that line. And I paid it because I wanted the complete collection. But mostly, hey, Daryl. So basically, I'm more of a stacker and I'm more of a prepper. But I fight like crazy not to do this very often. And believe it or not, it'll be one of the first things sold if I have to sell, because I want to hold on to things for SHTF, and I'll take the hit financially if I have to sell, simply because I want my family to have the ability to support themselves. But I do like collecting somewhat. You asked me about the details of the different types of old coins, all that type of stuff. I have to go look up what I know. I can't tell you that there's these things about coins such as this one, VAMs, which has something to do with, the obverse and the reverse of the strikes of the coins, especially with the Morgan dollars. I wouldn't be able to keep up. I wouldn't be able to keep up. I know the basic general stuff, and that's okay. In fact, I have a video coming out about Morgans and Pieces, which I'm not going to tell you about because I want you all to watch it. But basically, when it comes to some basic generals of numismatic, I can keep up until we get to paragraph 2. You want to talk about all the details of how do you figure out this and that? What was pretty bad?
Why don't you focus on what you're talking about? I'll manage chat.
Okay, so basically, if you want to know the details of the VAMs, you want to know the details of what happened with double strikes, and what can lead someone to figure out that something was a restrike to try to get something more out of people when they sell it. That's not my expertise. My expertise is how to stack weight, how to use your dollars to get the most ounces for what you want to get, unless you're dealing with collectibles, and the story changes. But I love old stuff. I love stuff that my grandfather used to carry in his pocket. I love stuff that represents sound money. I'm a firm believer in things such as good bad money pushes out good money, which that's not Tears Law. That's someone else's. Hold on, they'll come to me here in a second. But
Hey, what's up, freaking awesome? Good to see you, brother.
Tears Law is good money pushes up bad money when bad money is so bad that it's not worth anything anymore, which is what 4,800 currencies has happened in the last 6,000 plus years.
Yeah.
So, I'm more of a how do you protect your family? And I got videos already out on that on my channel. I got new ones coming out pretty soon. And, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, so I just put in chat just a moment ago. So you were pretty close, Tiger, when you were talking about VAMs, but what a VAM is, actually stands for Van Allen and Malice. These are the two people that actually categorized every die pairing associated with Morgan and Peace dollars. So they actually looked at all the die pairings that were made for all the coins and then created a catalog. So every Morgan that exists, every Peace dollar that exists is a VAM. Now, some VAMs are more collectible, more pricey than others, but every single one of them is a VAM. Just like this coin right here. This is an Overton. This is Overton 102 for 1830. Every one of these seeded coins, every one of these cap bust, every one of them is an Overton. Because Overton, who was the people that actually cataloged all of these die pairs, they're the ones who labeled and identified this. So when I say Overton 102, Overton 102 is not an error identification. It's a die listing. And it tells you what that coin should look like based off the dies that were used. So when you hear things like VAM, when you hear things like Overton, that's what that means. And the professor will take off his dunce cap and get back into the other conversation.
Are you calling me the dunce cap? Thanks a lot.
Well, I said that professor will take off his dunce cap.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about yourself.
Professor Rigdabordist, yes.
Yes, okay.
Well, howdy, Tiger.
That was such a perfect voice.
That was so much fun.
How long did we laugh after we recorded that?
Oh, good Lord. Yeah. The first time, I don't think we could record. I don't think we recorded the first two. I don't think we made it all the way through. I think it took us 3 or 4 takes to actually do that. And then the fourth one was just spot on. We crushed it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then we laughed so hard afterwards. My brother-in-law, when he did the AI for the visual, he just howled with laughter because he had it converted over to Russian. Just broke into laughter. He couldn't stop. He couldn't even get his breath. And then there was the time when you showed Bifrost, your daughter, what we were doing with our time. You said she just hung her head and shook it because she's so darn young she doesn't get the reference.
Well, but the thing is she knows her dad. So she's like, oh, whatever. They're just being them. Because you guys know me. If you guys don't, everybody in here knows who I am. So that's knows who Tiger is. So, but for generally stunned, if you haven't seen, you like dad jokes, you have to go check out my dad jokes. That is a big chunk of who I am as a person. I am a fervent believer in laughing and having a good time. Did you hear the joke that I told that I released today, Tiger?
I don't think so. I was drunk with sleep today.
You said you were pretty tired, man.
Man, I was up trying to work on videos, and my iPhone 11, I recorded a video, and I only used the iPhone on iMovie just to stick the pieces together. I'm starting to like using CapCut better than iMovie for editing. A little faster, a little more accurate.
Yep.
So I just sent it from the iPhone. Once I wouldn't go back to the video section in the iPhone. Kept saying I had too much memory, which I didn't understand because I took out so much memory. I had to take out more again. So I finally got it over there and told it to send it to YouTube so that I can put it in CapCut. Well, that sucker took all night. Help me let you big here.
Oh, Daryl saying he's got a CC. There's my 1878 CC. It's in Fine Plus, but hey, I just happened to have it sitting here because I was looking at my Morgans earlier. Speaking of VAMs, I was looking at my Morgans.
So basically, I was up most of the night trying to wait for it to upload, and I started using CapCut on a different video to make that that second video a little closer to being ready for release. I fell asleep. Wife comes to the room, wakes me up. I got fell asleep in another chair, then went to bed. I was asleep almost all day long. So that's why I didn't get a whole lot watched.
Yeah, no worries. So today's joke was there were two blondes standing on each side of a river. And one yelled over to the other, "Hey, how do you get to the other side of the river?" And the other one says, "Don't be stupid. You're already there." I love that joke.
So let me tell you about this one. As you know, I'm also a pilot. Haven't flown in years, but I'm a commercially rated pilot. And this blonde is in a 2-seat trainer airplane flying with the flight instructor, who passes out. And she knows enough from watching TV to grab the radio and get on there and say, "Mayday, mayday, mayday. I'm a passenger in a trainer airplane and the pilot just passed out. What do I do?" ATC gets on the phone or on the horn and says, "It's okay, ma'am. I've been through this with a lot of different people. I'll help you get down." And she says, "Okay, great." Says, "Now I need to know what location you're at and how tall are you, or how high are you?" She says, "I'm in the right seat and I'm 5'4".
Yeah.
In the aviation arena, that always gets a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I heard about the other blind that were sitting up there and there's a 4-engine plane. The pilot, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We had failure on engine one. We're going to take just a few moments to to reset the other 3 engines. No worries. We're more than fine being up here. We will be slightly delayed, probably coming into Dulles here in about 15 minutes or so behind schedule, but we are good to go. No worries. We shouldn't have any problems. Sit back, enjoy yourself, and relax. So a few minutes later, they feel some turbulence, and the captain goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. I'm going to fasten up the seatbelt sign. We have lost this second outboard engine. Now, again, folks, we can we can fly, no problem. We have more than enough power. We're running perfect on fuel, weight distribution. We actually have very few passengers and hardly any luggage, so we're really good position. No worries whatsoever." And the stewardess comes walking down the aisleway, and blonde lady stops and says, "Ma'am, we only have 2 engines." Like, "Oh, it's okay, ma'am. It's not a problem. We're fine. We're just going to be delayed about an hour." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So, a few minutes later, the captain's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, there is a seat pocket in front of you. Inside that seat pocket, there are some instructions. We need you to locate your water landing just in case we happen to do this. Coming into Dallas, we are going to have some areas where we're going to be passing over water. We need you to get familiar with this. The stewardess is going to be walking up and down the aisle. If you have any questions, please do so. We are going to be delayed a few more minutes. We're probably going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours." And the stewardess is walking up, and she goes, Ma'am, I don't know if the captain knows this, but I can't be up here all day." Yeah, you guys missed that, right?
I don't see any chuckle faces in the chat, and I'm still
So, if
sweating.
they lose another engine, they're going to be up there all day. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. That was along the lines of that. It was a very long joke for a crappy ending.
Well, I'm going to tell one that I told you early on when we first started our friendship. So you're not allowed to say anything.
Okay.
I want to see what everyone here says. So
Yeah.
what's the similarity between Star Trek and toilet paper?
Yeah, I know this one.
That's why I said I told this one when you and I first started our friendship.
Hey, Silver and Cigars,
Hi,
what's
Silver
up?
Cigars. That was terrible.
I got a better one for you. I'll tell you
Hold
that
on.
one here in a minute.
Hold on a second. What's the similarity between Star Trek and toilet paper? Okay, I don't see any question marks or anything, so I'll just give it to you. They both circle Uranus looking for Klingons.
You know what's terrible about that joke is it's Uranus. But anyway. Yeah, see, you need to wait. Broke Stacker came up with it.
He must have Googled it.
All right, Mike. Oh, did you hear that?
What?
Did you hear that?
I'm looking.
He said, "Oh, he must have Googled it." Not like he didn't know that joke. Oh man, that's just wrong. That was a psh, psh moment there, Broke Stacker. I'd get him back.
That's actually Frosty. He was using ventriloquism.
Oh no, I can't speak with my mouth closed.
That's what a ventriloquist does.
Yeah, but that's my anyway. So let's see. You have jokes? Well, yeah, go ahead, tell me jokes. So one of my favorite jokes actually cost me a job. So there's a gentleman who is working landscaping, and his lawnmower runs out of gas. And so he's smoking a cigarette. He walks over and he grabs a gas can. Well, as he does that, he takes the gas can and he does this, and the gas sprays up on his arm. Well, obviously he's smoking a cigarette, so it pops up and flame catches, and he's out in the parking lot running around trying to get the fire out. And the police officer sees this, gets off his motorcycle, jumps off, takes his jacket off, tackles the guy, and puts the fire out. And as soon as the fire's out, he puts him in handcuffs and walks him back over to the bike, arrests him. The onlookers were really confused. It was like, man, here comes the police officer. We thought he was going to protect him and save him, but then he arrested him. And I said, hey, you guys, you need to understand this is Texas. Well, it's okay to possess one. You can't be waving a firearm around. Anyway. And we are talking about, he had his arm on. Yeah. Anyway, so I love that joke. That's one of my favorite jokes. You're only a half a month older, Daryl. So what are your guys' favorite jokes? We're on this whole thing. I got 1,000 of them. So I could do this. I could do a 3-hour show and never tell the same joke. And Tiger knows that.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. I have to be motivated by a muse to get them out.
So generally stunned, I knew that was coming. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Do you see that one?
The wheelchair.
Read above it.
What part of a vegetable is the hardest to eat? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's as bad as Helen Keller jokes.
Oh my God. You guys want to see you guys want to see something funny. If you guys like stupid freaking humor, I seen the best joke. And I sat there and I looked at it and I started laughing. And my wife is looking at me like I had lost my ever loving mind. It was a musical. Not a big deal, right? It was the Helen Keller musical.
Oh, hell.
So she's sitting in this chair. The music's playing. I was laughing. My wife was like, this isn't funny. It's like, oh, yes, it is. All right. So the broke stacker says a blonde and a brunette and a redhead are in an elevator. A man enters and gets off the next floor, and the brunette says, he needs some deodorant. The redhead says, he needs some head and shoulders. Nice. Let's see. The blonde says, how do you guy shoulders? I've lost that. I think I've lost it. Well, yeah, that's whatever your political viewpoint. Again, my biggest thing with all of that is to agree to disagree. What are you showing me?
Russia coins. A member of the community sent it to me, and that's coming out in a video real soon.
Very nice.
But like your wife, mine is Slavic, and even though she is not a big fan of what Russia has done to Ukraine, well, neither am I. But
William, what's up, brother?
Hey, William, and but she does love history, and these coins remind her of history. I showed her some paper currency, and she's like, she asked me if she could have it because her grandmother used to carry around that paper currency. So you never know what you're going to run into when you find some atypical things in our community. So
that's true. You know what a lost skill is?
A lost skill?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So there was a Boy Scout, and he had to go to the bathroom really bad. And they were like, well, go over in the woods. Go over in the woods. There's a little patch of trees over there. Go over there. So he goes over there and he comes back and he's covered head to toe in poop. And the guy was like, what in the world happened? He says, well, I was over there, realized I was sitting next to poison sumac. So I tried to shift over and there's poison ivy right next to it. He says, I couldn't use the leaves. So I used $1. And he was like, you used $1? He says, well, how in the world did you get all that? He says, well, all I had was 2 quarters and 5 dimes. Sorry.
Oh, God. That's nasty. Oh my God, that's just nasty.
Those are pretty cool. You should make yourself big. Yeah, I am. My daughter calls me the Duke of Dad jokes, and I absolutely love making people laugh and telling stupid humor, and I love puns. So it's 3:34. I'm heading to bed. Yeah, I'm going to be shutting off here pretty quick because I got
Yeah,
to stream in
me
about
too.
4.5 hours.
And I got one coming up at 4. Just out of curiosity, if you all already know about the 4 o'clock live stream that's coming up, can you go ahead and put a 1 in the chat? Because that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to get this lighting and sound set up, so that when I have my guests come on, everything's all set up and I don't look like an amateur. But it's going to be very interesting. It is about what's happening in our world, in our country right now, and what was proposed in my state of West Virginia.
Which is pretty ballsy.
Ballsy is not the word for it.
Yeah, it's pretty ballsy.
This is more along the lines of bulldozer, avalanche. But I've never heard that such a thing could even be considered. But no, this is going to be really awesome. And I've reached out to Delegate Chris Pritt of West Virginia. I didn't get a hold of him, and then I reached out to my attorney, reached out to another friend of mine. My friend said he would be willing to do panel, who's I went to college with. He's both an attorney and a physician. Then I heard back from Chris Pritt, who understands it the best. So we're going to have him on live stream at 4 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, and talk about what's going on in West Virginia. And then I think he said he can only give us about a half an hour to 40 minutes of his time. And then I was going to open it up to panel so that we can go on with discussion, which is actually, I think, is better because he knows about it more than anybody else. We would have been poking in the dark, where he could actually tell us what is actually going on in the House of Delegates. And then when we have panel, we can have a little bit more of a educated discussion. So first of which is Frosty is by far an early morning person. You're like Steve looking for silver, and I'm more like
yeah,
Hacker.
Me, Steve, and Matt are of the same kin. Yeah.
So I'm more of a nocturnal animal because of what I do for a living as a late night ER doctor. And that's when I get my best work done, when everybody else is sleeping. So basically, please, especially if you're a morning person, go hang out at Frosty. He's got an awesome third video coming out, third live stream coming out. Yeah, that's it, Frosty. House Concurrent Resolution 203. So basically, go see Frosty in the morning. He does an excellent morning live stream, and when I'm still awake, I really enjoy it. And at 4 p.m. Eastern, I can't help it if you put me to sleep. You're horrible. No, he was talking a little bit, computerizing a little bit, and I was waiting for him to say something next. Oh, stop it.
Hey, Blistering Barnacles, good to see you.
Hey, Blister Barnacles, what? I just woke up.
I'll be
Well-
watching you in a couple hours when you go for your walk.
He's in there in the morning with you?
No, he does his bike ride to work and his walk, and he'll do other stuff. So
Oh,
good to
okay.
see you.
So, anyway, long story made short, come see Frosty in the morning. Come see what's going on. You're going to love what Frosty's going to talk about. It's highly important, and how much the average person in this country is getting taken advantage of again by the U.S. Mint.
Potentially.
Okay, I'll go with the potential.
Yeah, potentially.
And mine is going to be about what's happening in West Virginia regarding our political situation. Now, I'm going to say this much. Some people don't like politics. I'm not a big fan of politics either. But if you don't know about politics, it doesn't mean that politics isn't going to affect you and your family.
Fact.
In fact,
Be informed.
let me find this real fast if I can.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're stacking, collecting, whatever. You need to be informed of a couple different things. One of them is your political climate. You need to understand what's happening around you because people will make choices for you if you don't. So make sure that you're informed. Make sure you have the opportunity to listen to both sides of an argument, agree to disagree, come to resolutions when possible, come to an understanding when not. And so if we can do that, we can make the world a better place. Those are the general premises of being a good society. So again, if you're not engaged, other people will do it for you. And that's what we want to avoid. We want our voices to be heard.
We do. In fact, I'm trying to find a quote. The quote from Plato about politics. I remember seeing it on Yankees, but I can't seem to find it here. But it was basically, if you don't involve yourself in politics, you'll be led by your inferiors. It was basically the premise of it.
Yeah. Well, and again, when you talk about this, it's like,
Good morning, Kraken.
hey, what's going on, bud? When looking at politics, again, politics is a very sticky wicket. And it's not because the conversations are extraordinarily difficult. They're not extraneous. It's just people can't agree to disagree. Everybody has to be right. Everybody's opinion has to be heard. And when everybody feels like they're special, nobody is. But there are people in our community, there are people in the realm in which Tiger and I walk. Many of you walk, a lot of you follow a lot of these people who are very informed. But even being informed, they will tell you when they don't know. And there's a level to that. Oh, Kraken just gifted
Oh
5
my goodness,
Tiger
Kraken!
Stacker
Thank you so very
memberships.
much. Thank you
Yep.
so very much, Kraken.
Victoria, good morning.
Gifted
Yep,
out
that's
the
exactly what he was
awesome
referring to. Yep,
William E.
exactly.
Daryl USA, OC Stacker. Hey, OC, I didn't even know you were here.
Oh, no, they don't have to be here to get a membership.
Oh, they don't have to be here?
Nope, they just have to be a part of your channel.
Okay.
Even the wisest men cannot see all ends. I like that, the broke stacker. That's I really like that quote. Yeah. That's great. Because the man who says they know everything is the man who's the fool.
There's some truth to that.
Yeah.
So aren't you the know-it-all?
No, I'm the village idiot.
Yeah, but you know a lot about him a lot, so I wanted to tease you about your fund of knowledge, which is really awesome. Oh my goodness, he did it again.
Holy smokes, Tiger.
Thank you, Kraken.
Kraken's rocking it up,
Boy,
man.
Roman, MR, Great Scott, sign up. I love sign ups. Avatar, it's Tesla. Darren Ottman, congratulations, everyone, and thank you, Kraken.
That's really nice, Kraken. That's really cool, man. I hope you're doing well, bud. Well, Tiger, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up on my end.
I'm going
I
to
need to get
also.
some sleep.
Yeah, I probably need to do some. Oh, it's 4:45 in the morning. Yeah, that might be a time for me to go to sleep too.
Yep. I get a good 3 hours before I got to get up and start preparing my stream for later this morning.
Yeah, it's time for me.
Joshua Ronfield, thanks for being truthful. Politics shouldn't be so divided. And there will be one day again when we can agree to disagree. Man, I love that. Again, it's one of those things where everybody's like, oh my God, it's so difficult. It's not. It's actually quite a simple solution. We just have to be able to sit down, listen to each other talk, understand why somebody's coming from the vantage point they're coming from. We don't have to like it. We don't have to accept it. We don't have to take it as our own. But we acknowledge that. We acknowledge that because that's somebody that we're sitting down with as a human being, and we show them respect. Respect that they deserve, but not respect that's required, because you can't require respect. You can request it. You cannot require it. Too many people think that they can require respect. Too many people think that they get the opportunity to tell you what you have to do around them. And that's not fair, because that's violating the very tenet of your freedom, right? And so, again, just be able to agree to disagree, sit down and be able to talk. It doesn't matter if it's faith, it doesn't matter if it's politics, it doesn't matter if it's finance. Listen to other people's points of view. You might learn something that you didn't know, even though you may not subscribe to their way of thinking. So every conversation is an opportunity to learn. Doesn't mean you have to agree, but it's an opportunity to learn. The day we stop learning is the day we stop growing. The day we stop growing is the day we die. So, all right, folks, be well, be blessed. I love you. Take care of yourself.
Everyone.
I will see you guys in the stream.
Take care, everyone. Good night.
See ya.